Hello, hello. How is everybody tonight? Come on in. Man, my squeaky chair here. Welcome to Nicole's Recycled Treasures. If you see the live button, you are catching us live. If you do not see that red box, you are catching us on a replay. Please hit hashtag replay. Let me know you were here, and I will absolutely say hello. Hi, Patty. How are you? Let me pulling you guys up here. How is everybody tonight? It is freezing over here. How you doing, darling? Cold, cold, cold. That wind is wicked today. So you guys, I am pulling out, I pulled out our Santa. It is tomorrow, it's not today. I work today, so tomorrow's the event. Hi, Michelle, how are you? So tomorrow is our event. It starts at 10. It's from 10 o'clock till 4 o'clock. So I'll be heading up there probably about 8:30 so that I can get there around 9. But I will go live from the event. Hi, Nancy, how are you? Welcome. Hi, Stacy. I can see better over here. I feel like this light is so bright. Hello, Mary. How you doing? Welcome in. If you're new, feel free to say hello. Let me know how you found us. No, it is not a weekend thing. It is one day. So I did all this for one day. Hi, B. How are you? It looks naked behind me. There's literally nothing. I have to take that let it snow sign. I think I have my shoe back here. How you doing, Mary? I have my shoe back here that I have to, actually I realized I forgot to put Duraclear on, so we got to clear, I got to do that when we jump off of here. And that's the only thing I have to do. I took everything. Thank you, Patty, I appreciate it. How you doing, B? I took everything over there on Friday morning, set everything up best I could. I have some candlesticks behind me I have to take and set my pumpkins on. Like the deer pumpkin and the owl pumpkin, and take a couple little odd things. Oh, I got the fun faces. I love it. I've been dying to see those. We couldn't do it on our last live. Those are cool. I like it. Those are cute. Patty, is that you? With the green hair? So yeah, everything's set up. So I just got to get there like 20 minutes early and kind of rearrange and hope that while everybody was setting up around me at their tables that nothing got knocked over. So those are cute faces. I like them. Hi, Lavina. How are you? Welcome in. So guys, I showed you this Santa the other day. Somebody did send me his information. So I see quite a few of them on eBay. Just getting up from a nap. Yes, wanted it to be Christmas colors. It is cute. I like it. I love that. I love the green hair. My daughter actually has, she always has different colored hair. Hers is purple and blue and I don't know, all kinds of fun stuff. So good. I'm glad. So is your surgery this month, Lavina, or is it next month? I don't remember when you told me it was coming up. I think it was coming up here soon, isn't it? You have to let me know so I know to check in with you. So I told you I was nervous to do this Santa. We're going to do it, guys. I'm just going to... So this is not going to get done in one night. There is a lot on here to do. So I think for tonight, this month, December 27th. Okay, well, at least it's after Christmas. I just realized I got a little piece of the tag still on here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the slick stick on here. And we're going to cover it. I have a few ideas floating around, so I figured we'll start with that. And my theory was I really want to keep like the ball of his hat, his beard, you know, that white. And of course, my plan is we're going to diamond dust that because that's going to be really the only sparkly thing I think on him. I kind of love his look. And I found them on eBay and apparently they've sold in several stores. Yes, he is gorgeous. And I I love the old Santa look. So I think we're going to paint him white. I think we're going to antique him, give him kind of that old world look. I may do Santa just as Santa, and I may just, so this is what my thought process was. I don't know. You guys are welcome to throw out ideas for me. So I want to keep his hat, his hair, and his beard. They're going to be white. I am keeping him. He is mine. I hate to say he's mine. Because once I saw him on eBay, I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not. He was a fine for $11. Let's just put it that way. I've seen him go, I mean, whether or not they sell him, I don't know, but he's beautiful. I love him. So his scroll is gold and his pen here is gold. So his feather pen, he does have a little, we're going to actually, what I'm thinking is I'm going to put a little bit of E6000 in there. It's not, oh, well, now that I'm moving it, maybe I shouldn't. Oh, I see. It's on a piece of metal. So I think if I stick a little bit of hot glue there and just kind of mold it around, that once he's painted, you won't even see that. And like I said, he's mine, so I'm not so concerned about it. And then we'll do the cuffs of his sleeves in that white. And we'll just diamond dust anything that is supposed to be white. And then everything else is going to have that vintage look. But this will be gold leaf. And that feather is going to be gold leaf. And then I haven't decided because he's got what looks like he's sitting on a pedestal. And I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, the pedestal be like an antique, like deep dark bronze, almost with a gold in it. And I think that's all I want to do to him. And then, I mean, it's just paint, guys, so we can always, you know, if I decide to change them, I can always change them. Because I thought about doing checks. Oh, I'm sorry, we are going to do the hat red, but I need to play with some red paints because I don't like red just out of a bottle. So I want to do, I want it to be a Christmassy red, but I don't want it to be super bright. I want it to be kind of that older Saint Nick look. So I'm just wiping him down with a wipe a little bit. So like I said, this might take a couple lives to do him. And we'll play with him, kind of see how we feel along the way. And just go from there. But I love him. I can't stop staring at him. I knew the second I had him, if I was like a kid in a candy store, I was definitely a kid in a candy store with him. So we're just going to cover him all in Slick Stick. Stacy, are you still, do you work today? Are you home? Are you feeling any better? I wanted to message you and then time kind of got away from me because I fell asleep for a hot minute too. Thank you, B. I appreciate you. Just want to make sure there's nothing on him. I did clean him up, but we got little fuzzies. I'm going to plug in my glue gun. I thought I wouldn't eat it today, but I feel like my whole room is naked. Oh, did you? I'm sorry. I feel like everything behind me is naked. Well, don't do that. So it's by Dixie Belle. So it's like a primer that goes over, especially goes over like these golds and so forth. So it's like a primer and it covers everything so that all you gotta do is put a coat of paint on. Hi, Mary, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. I usually use, I always forget the name of the primer that I use, but it's a spray primer, but with as cold as it is. Hi, B, or Britt, I'm sorry, I just said B. I just realized who you were. How you doing, Britt? How's little man? I am good. I was just saying it's freezing over here. The wind here is wicked. I don't know. It might be me. I feel like I haven't been able to get warm up the last couple days. I was freezing. I was pretty decent at work earlier. I was actually worried because everybody said it was so cold and I was warm. But I was freezing yesterday. I haven't been able to, since I got home, warm up. I don't know. So I'm hoping I'm not catching what everybody else. It does work on glass. So this is what you want to use on glass, is the Slick Stick. And it's made by Dixie Belle. So if you have any like Dixie Belle retailers around you, I'm sure you could find it online. We have an antique store out here that sells it, so I grabbed it when I went in there. And it's just a white. It makes it so, it's a great primer, but it makes it so that your paint sticks on glass. So this is what I do bottles in and everything too in the winter, if I'm not using my primer, my spray primer. And actually, I just started using this maybe a month ago, and I love it. I love it for when I can't, you know, get outside and spray all of my stuff and prep it. I used it on my last couple of bottles and I loved it, so. Because when you put just regular paint over a bottle or a super smooth surface, or even like the metal trays and so forth, the paint will slide off. Thank you, Mary, I appreciate you. So we use the slick stick in it. Keeps your paint in place. So what have you guys all been doing today? Anything? I worked, but I know a lot of people kind of just chill out on a Saturday, or they're out running around like crazy. Or I'm sure right now everybody's trying to get their trees up. So you guys will see on my page shared this week, I will be doing next Saturday at 3 my time, Eastern Standard Time. I will be doing a live stream with Decoupage Queen and doing a project with them. And you'll be able to find it on my page, and you can just click and you'll be in. And if you guys watch, so they pick a winner to, what grocery store? It was raining this morning, but then cleared out. Yeah, it was kind of raining and snowing today too. Not so much snow, just that wet, yucky stuff. So if you're watching, they do a giveaway of their rice paper. So I don't remember how they randomly pick it. Well, hello there. How are you? So you definitely want to tune in next Saturday. So if you're into working with rice papers and so forth, I'll be with Decoupage Queen. And we'll post the info, and they'll post it as well. So how are you? Thank you for jumping on. I decided to be brave and do Santa. I'm like, I can't let him sit here forever and just stare at him. I've had him since July, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just haven't done it. So we're doing it. So I'm right now just coating him in some slick stick, and this isn't going to get all done in one live, but I think yesterday, I was going to come on live yesterday, and I crashed, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was so tired. I don't even think I could have thought of an idea of what to do at that point. And I said, well, today I'm going to start on Santa. And he'll probably be a 2 or 3 part process. I'll give you a view of his face so you guys can stare at him. Went to Kohl's Flea Market in Pearland, Texas. It was a big letdown. I have never been to IKEA, guys. Never, ever, ever. We don't have one here. I think it's like, I don't know, it's a 45-minute, hour drive. Thank you, Mary. Well, this is just really a primer right now, but I like them this way. But I want to kind of give them that, he's got that old world Santa look, but I want to give him like the old Saint Nick look. So we'll do like a deep red in his hat, and I think we're just going to kind of do the antique wax on him after we paint him. and then diamond dust his beard and the white of his hat. But that's about, unless I do the antique bronze on the pedestal part of it. But I think as far as he goes, like I said, I'll do the gold leaf for his list and his feather in his hand, his feather pen. I had originally thought about checking out the hat and maybe checking out this little back scarf back here. But then again, like I said, we can always change them because it's just paint, right? It was, hi, Paint Party with Lydia. It was a thrift find. I found him probably back in July. I had said the other day when I had him, my husband was having a procedure done and me and my son were running around, and I said, well, let's go to Goodwill. And I didn't have my wallet or nothing on me because my son drove. And I found a few things, and he's like, all right, I'll get them for you. And then I stopped dead in my tracks, and I snatched him up like somebody was fighting me over him, and really nobody was looking at him. And I swore I wasn't leaving the store without him. And I'm so glad I didn't. I'm finally now brave enough to... Had I been in a restaurant, I would have begged to wash dishes or something for him. I had to have him. He was only $10.88 was his price tag. And then another viewer the other day found that he was on eBay. So, and I found a couple of them. I hope so. I hope he looks cute. I hope I don't regret what I'm doing. Because the one thing I can't do is bring back this old gold. But I can paint him and give him a whole new look. That's for sure. But like I said, this is just... Right now we're just putting slick stick over him to prime it. But like I said, it will be just paint. So we can always change it. That's just how That's what I told myself last night when I said, well, maybe I'll be brave enough and work on the Santa. But thank you, Patty. I appreciate that. I like that somebody has confidence in me. It is a great find. I was very excited. As my son just rolls his eyes like, yeah, Mom, it's cool Santa. It's July. I don't know why you want Santa. Because even in July, you don't turn something like this down. Hi, S&J Crafting Space. How are you? Welcome. I'm currently applying slick stick to this old world looking Santa. He was a Goodwill find, and a cool Goodwill find at that. So he's been sitting around with me for a while. So yeah, so I will be at my show tomorrow at 10. So I will definitely, I'll definitely go live from there. It's the coolest little place too. It's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, like an old historical building. And there's 20 rooms when I got there. I didn't realize we had 20 rooms full of people. Tell me this is not your craft room. It's too... Listen, the only reason it's clean right now is because I took everything to set up yesterday for a show. So everything behind me was loaded and stacked with all kinds of crafts. And that's the only reason it looks so at a swap meet. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, this one's going for probably, like I said, it depends on if he sells, but 75 to 230, I think I saw some of them. Yeah, it doesn't always look like this. I promise you. This was only because I got everything out of here yesterday, and it's currently sitting up at a table that I have set up. for a show that I'm doing tomorrow that I'm going to. So, but yeah, it's at an old, like, historical building, and they have 20 rooms set up. And there's just so many, like, up and down and in and out of all these hallways and different rooms and signs with arrows going all over the place. You know, this is where this is set up and this is where that's set up. So it's my first time there. I'm kind of excited. So if you're in the Cleveland area, it's at Menor Wildwood Cultural Center. I wish my room looked like that all the time. But if I had the camera down around this whole area, like this is all Goodwill and thrift. And this is all Goodwill and thrift. And if my daughter's still on here, she'll tell you that too. And then down on the floor, this is all Christmas stuff that I grab and craft with. So it don't let it fool you. It is a cool building. All right, Britt, how are you, honey? You're good. You drive. Be safe. Pop back on when you're safe to watch. Don't watch me while you're driving. I would have a heart attack. So what are you guys all doing tomorrow? Anything? They said it was supposed to warm up, and I don't know where that warm up is, but it's not here. Where are you at? Well, did you tell me you're in the Toledo area? I think that's what you told me. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe you're not far from Toledo. My memory's not so good these days. Aw. Well, let me know. I mean, Dad will be up there with me, too. My husband asks me, do you need me tomorrow? Or do you just need me to help you break things down and bring stuff back home? That's what I thought you said. Okay. Yeah, you're not far. It's a little bit of a drive, but closer than I'm sure several others on here are. Hi, Crazy Mom. How are you? Thank you for popping on. I decided to do the Santa. So everybody's watching Slick Stick get put on it. Exciting, right? Happy Saturday to you. It's a happy Saturday now that I'm not at work. Hey, Paula. How you doing? Long time no see. Keep me and ask exactly what. So it's kind of like a primer. It's made by. Look, I got this big old Santa. You guys know I never do. Well, sometimes I do, but I don't do many small projects, so they're always in the way. It's made by Dixie Belle. It's like a primer. You kind of got to find a retailer for it. A lot of your antique stores sometimes sell it, is what I've noticed. Or I'm sure you can, go online. But I have an antique store out here that sells the product, so. And I just started using it not too long ago. I usually use like a spray primer, and then Kathy over at Royal Funky Junk's like, use Slick Stick, girl. So I did, and I actually really like it. It works great on glass. It helps the paint to adhere to your projects. It's great for glass or metals and so forth. But this gold is sometimes very hard to cover. I would be sitting here applying paint 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And sometimes it still bleeds through, but not when you use the Slick Stick. So I use a lot of older, ornate, I don't leave it as is. because it's kind of like a funky texture. Now with my spray primer, sometimes I've left as is, and you know, I'll use the antique wax over it, but not this stuff. I have not personally. I don't know if anybody else has, or I guess if you applied it nice and thick and smooth, maybe, but I have not done it. I just basically use it as a base coat for my paint. It dries pretty quickly too. I thought I saw you one night use it, but not paint over it. No, my spray primer I have not painted over. Or I mean, yes, I have not painted over, but not the slick stick. I've never tried that with this yet. I may try it on something small one day, but looking at it the way it applies on it, I don't think I would. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Thank you for jumping in. If you're new, feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're from, how you found us. Hey, Ash. I got brave and decided to do the Santa. Hey, guys, so Patty just popped up those new faces, and hers has like green hair. Hers worked. So I'm not quite sure. I was telling her yours has purple hair. They were actually really cute. Well, hello from Tennessee. How did you find us? Or did you just fall across the page? Welcome. You caught us on, you know, while I'm sitting here painting, so he'll be beautiful when he's done. I found this Santa this summer at a Goodwill, and I could not pass him up. I'm doing mine, not sure why some of the others don't. Hey, Kellyanne, welcome in. I don't know, Ash. Yes, welcome Kathy in, please. Hi, Jenny, how are you? I followed the page. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Crazy Mom. That's listen, I'm gonna get your name. Pop your name on here again. I'm sort of getting you guys. Feel free to come in if you have a page or you are a crafter. You are welcome to come onto my page under your business name. I very much, Lisa, all right. I'm sorry. I very much encourage you to do that and that you follow each other. And Kathy, I have a great group of girls that pop on, and guys. And Kathy, you're new to our page, so I usually am on, well, I'm trying to come on more days a week now, but I am on, always on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6:30. I do post before I come on. You can go through our page and kind of look at some of the stuff we've done. I say we, because you're all with me. It is just me, however, but it's all of us, if that makes sense. And then on Thursdays, we do like a blessing bag giveaway. And if you're on here and you're commenting, what I do is at the end, I'll scroll back and forth through the comments. And I send you a blessing bag out if you win. And it's just like it's a piece of jewelry, either a necklace, a bracelet, a ring that's got an inspirational saying on it that's really pretty. And it's just to say thank you to anybody that supports and comes on and watches and comments. So, and then sometimes we do little giveaways. So feel free to follow. How's my Jenny? Oh, thank you. You're sweet. Hey, Wanda. And I always post before I go. I'll always, you know, put a post up on my page of, you know, that we're going live that day. I'm trying to get on more days a week, and I'll post the time. If you are actually following, if you go up to the 3 white buttons on the right side where it says, you know, follow, it'll say, notify me when this person goes live, and you'll get like a reminder that I'm going live. Or a notification, I'm sorry. Thank you for the hearts, guys. So, for those of you, hi Stacy, how are you? So, hi Nicole, I'm late. I always say you're never late if you're here. You're here, right? Thank you for popping on. So those of you that have a page, you know what I noticed last night? I don't know. I see some people get notifications and they can share them. I didn't get one, but it shows that I'm on the Rising Creator. I didn't realize I had the Rising Creator badge. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I wanted a notification to share how excited I was. You are in my favorites. I get notifications. Oh, you're good, Wanda. Don't apologize. We all, you know what? I have a family. And, you know, I very much contemplated going live yesterday, and I was just exhausted and realized I had so much going on here that I had to catch up on personally, that I was like, you know what? I can't do it today. So life happens. We get it. We have kids. We have families. We have obligations. It's all good. I don't hold that against anybody. We're real people, right? Yourself and family always comes first, and I always say that. Stacy, I saw Mama on here not too long ago. You, my family, work family, yes. Stacy works with me. So we do have a work family. Oh, I feel sad I'm painting his face. Why do I feel sad I'm painting his face? So again, I'm using Slick Stick right now. We're trying to get this nice and primed and covered. And this won't get done in one live, guys. There's no way. It's a lot of painting. It's a lot of detail. But I want to get them covered, and maybe we'll see how long it takes me to get this Slick Stick on them and get the beginning of the painting done. And maybe possibly gold leaf out his little list here. Because what I want to do is wax him. And what I was telling people, if you just jumped on, so what my thought process here is, because I don't want to, I can't go back to the gold. We can always paint over anything. So if we don't like them, I can go over it. Not a biggie. But what I'm thinking is I want to keep that old St. Nick look and that old, like, I know I say it all the time, vintagey look. But what I want to do is his beard here, the white of his hat and his little pom-pom, and then the whites of his sleeve, I think we're going to diamond dust. The only thing, because I'm the Grinch this year, gotta go getting ready for my live. Okay, I will, if I pop off of here and you're still on, I'll check you out too. Have fun on your live. And then the hat, I want to do kind of like that old St. Nick red. So I'm going to have to mix a few reds together to get the right red, because we know I don't like just straight on paint out of a bottle. I like to mix and get the color that I like. And the only, I think, other color I would do is, because he's on, when he dries, I'll pick him up. I'll bring you guys down a little more so you can see kind of his pedestal and so forth. I don't know if you could see the hole, but he's sitting on this, it looks like a pedestal. So I might do that in like an antique bronze, just to cut off that, to break it up a little bit so it doesn't look like you're looking at one big white antique wax piece. But the rest of him is just going to be that white antique wax and then diamond dust on his beard and, you know, the what should be the white parts of his his jacket. He looks like he's wearing like an overcoat. But I think the only thing I'm going to paint red is his hat. And we can always go over the coat if we decide we want to do that. But I think that's just going to be my first step, and then we'll take a look and see how we like it. Like I said, I can always change it. I'm not opposed to that, so. And he's got a lot of, he's got a lot of detail. So all these cracks and crevices, you want to cover and get rid of that kind of gold color. And then when you wax him, it'll give it that old world, you know, kind of old school vintage look. And that detail will come out beautifully. So one thing I love about wax. I sprinkled the love and joy out there. Thank you, Wanda. Guys, she's calling me the Grinch because I haven't even gotten trees up yet. I don't know when I'm going to get them up. I may just do a couple. I usually do a ton of trees. But I'll have my granddaughter and all my kids here. So I guess I'm going to have to put a tree up for Christmas. I'll probably do a couple of them. I'm not going to lie. Once I have my show out of the way tomorrow. And then I have my live on Saturday with Decoupage Queen. It won't be so hectic after tomorrow, so. Guys, I'm left-handed and I waitress, and I have, you know, arthritis in my hands. My hands get so tired so fast when you gotta hold them up to paint something this tall. I said I'll probably put a couple up. There's only 30 of them. There's not 50. I will never put 50. There's no room. There's not even room for the 30 I got. I thought your show was this week. It is. It's tomorrow. So Saturday I was telling everybody, if you weren't on here, I'm sorry. I'm doing on Saturday at 3 o'clock, I will be doing a live stream with Decoupage Queen. So you can click the link. And if you're tuning in and watch, so I'll be doing a live with them on their live stream page. And what they do is, you know, they're on my page too. So you'll be able to get to it from my page. But they're the ones that I use most of their rice papers from. That's where I get most of my rice papers from, I should say, is Decoupage Queen. And you get a chance to win the rice papers. So if you're into crafting and working with rice papers, you don't want to miss that live. Because they have beautiful, beautiful rice papers. So I'll be excited if one of you definitely won those. So, but yes, tomorrow is my show from 10 to 4. I took everything there yesterday. They gave you 3 time slots. So you could do it Friday between 10 and 4. You could have did it today, but I was working today, and I'm like, I'm not trying to rush home, get there, set up, and then come back here. It would have been too much by the time I got out of work. I wouldn't have been able to go live tonight. So I chose to just get it done yesterday and get it out of the way, and I wouldn't have to sweat it today or tomorrow. I could have went tomorrow at 8:30, but I'm like, you know what? No, I like the idea of being off on Friday, having it set up. I went early morning, and I actually set it up all by myself. I thought I could show. So I set it all up. I'm just going to go like, I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes early tomorrow. I have a couple candlesticks. I have a couple things still here that I got to take. I don't know where I'm putting them because you only get one table, but I figure, well, with any amount of luck, I sell a couple things quick and I can pop some more onto the table, right? Hey, Deb, how are you? I'm gonna move this Santa back so you can see him because I feel like all you're seeing is his head. How you doing, Deb? Well, I hope you don't go out on the weekends, do you? All right, unless I'm missing it, but I'm good. We're putting Slick Stick on this Santa that I've had sitting around forever. I didn't think so. I was scared to touch him. And I said, you know what? Everybody said, do it, do it, do it. And I'm like, I'm doing it. So he's just got a ton of detail. So he ain't gonna get finished in one night, but we're gonna get this Slick Stick on him and then decide fully what we're gonna do. He is gorgeous. My favorite find ever. Tons of detail in him. And if anybody knows me, the more detail, the more ornate, the better for me. The more cracks and crevices. I know some people can't stand working with that. And it is kind of, you know, it's tedious, but I love it because the end result is so worth it. I always say you got to work for the finished product, right? I found him, Deb, at a Goodwill, believe it or not. I was telling everybody my husband was having a procedure this summer. It was like, Stacy, did he go in June or July? I want to say it was July, but I could be wrong. And me and my son went to Goodwill and he drove, so I didn't have my wallet, so I literally begged my son to buy him for me. And I found him. One of my other viewers the other night said, go check eBay because he's up there, and he is. But he's mine. It would take a lot for me to want to part with him, I think. Well, this is a big puppy to ship. He would be very big to ship. I'd be scared to death he would get broke. So we just want to, we're almost there. I'm just working into a lot of the detail here. And this Slick Stick does, I mean, it's a primer, so it doesn't, you know, it's not an even, it covers all the gold. It preps your surface so that your paint goes on nice and smooth. It doesn't always look the prettiest when you put it on, but I promise you, it'll be pretty when it's done. Because I'm not going to let him look silly. We're going to make him into like an old world looking Santa, which is what he is, so we want to keep him that way. Probably should have started at the bottom, huh? I can't either. I'm nervous about it, but like I said, and I told myself before I started this, it's just paint, Nicole. You can paint over paint. I'm excited to just do his beard and all this white and diamond dust. I'm not even going to lie. I'm over here worried about what color I'm going to do his hat and his base, and I just want to get the diamond dust on him. And make him sparkle. And the gold leaf. The gold leaf's going to be gorgeous on his feather. in his little Santa list. Oh, and guys, by the way, I hit 1,400 yesterday. So thank you for those that sprinkle me out and share me. I appreciate that so much. I said the S word. I'm sorry. It is just paint. For those of you that sprinkled me out and got my name out there, I appreciate you so much. I was excited to hit that 1,400. That was actually my December goal. So it is the beginning of December and I hit it. So let's hit 15 by the end of the month. That would be awesome. Thank you, B. And like I said, I got that Rising Creator badge and I was all excited. I never got a notification. I never nothing. But I got it, so I'm happy. It's the little things, right? Thank you. It's the little things that keep you going. Like I said, I started doing like photo boards, and I love decorating. I love making things, you know, for my house or for other people. And I had somebody encourage me to do it and sell it. I'm like, there's no way. Nobody's going to buy my stuff. And I finally got the guts. And guess what? Thank you, Deb. I got the guts and I started selling and I was like, wow. And then I started getting orders and I was like, wow. And then I'm like, you know, we'll see if I have something here. I never thought I'd be doing this. I'll tell you that much. You can ask any of my kids. Last thing anybody thought they'd see me doing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I always joke that my poor kids don't have pictures of me when they were growing up. I have 1,000 pictures of them, but none of me. And then here I am on a live. If you saw my first one, you could almost see me shaking right out of my socks. I was mortified. Which I'm sure we've all been there. Which I'm sure you'll see me doing Saturday, by the way. So I'll be on with Decoupage Queen. I'll be shaking, I promise. I'm shaking just thinking about it. So if you guys are interested in winning any Decoupage Queen papers, you definitely want to tune in Saturday at 3 o'clock. Well, I think we got everything but the front of his face here. Just a little hard to reach into. How's your son feeling? I saw your post, Crazy Mom, that I told you, this name thing's gonna kill me. So Lisa, I saw he wasn't feeling so hot. I hate that. I hate seeing that. He's so cute. He is a doll baby. I'm partial to kids. I love me kids, but he is a cutie. Such a sad picture. I hope his fever broke. Hello, Zimmy's Design. Thank you for stopping in. Hi, guys. I'm grabbing the Skin Slick Stick all over. If you're just stopping in, we're redoing a Santa, which was an awesome Goodwill find. So now what I know I need to do is I got this little spot right here, which was the only thing wrong with them, is right here on the feather. And what I want to do is kind of just fill that with hot glue. And I'm going to flatten it out a little bit as it dries. No glue strings. So we had this little piece, let's see if I can turn them around. It was right by the feather. And it was cracked there, which you won't see once it's all painted, but I wanted to stick some hot glue in there. Kind of push that in. Let's put another little layer. Kind of even it out. He's so sick, burning up all day, would not take anything. I finally snuck a chewable Tylenol in his chocolate milk. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate when the little ones are sick like that. I remember that with mine, especially my daughter, and it is so hard and it's so heartbreaking. My granddaughter was just sick with strep, and now my daughter, who's on here, she's the one that's pregnant. She is sick, and oh, I remember I had with my daughter, I had the flu when I was pregnant. And that was miserable. They actually put me in the hospital. But there's nothing worse than a little one that, you know, is sick like that, especially at night, because it always gets worse at night. And for whatever reason, I've never understood that. I don't know if you've all noticed that, but that's definitely how it was with my kids. And you just feel so helpless because they don't understand, and there's nothing you can do, and you can't sleep because you're just worried sick. I hope he sleeps for you tonight. I hope you get some sleep. I know as a mom, it's hard because you're up all night worrying about them, checking on them. There's all these deep cracks and crevices in here, so I'm trying to get as much of it as I can. It is. It's awful. And you feel absolutely horrible. My friend Stacy, who's on here, her son was so sick. Lord, he was so sick. In and out of the hospital. It's the worst. So sad. And you feel helpless. Literally helpless. Does he have like a cough or anything, or is he just the fever? Oh no, do we have another sick little one? Zimmies, I'm sorry, is that your name, Robin? That one will be easy. My cousin's name is Robin. Almost got to turn this puppy upside down just to see everything. Guys, this is not an exciting one, is it? Just more and more paint. The nose is like pouring out all day and he's coughing a little. Aww. Okay. Aw. I think it's just the season. And then it doesn't help. Like, okay, we're, you know, it's gonna snow, and then, oh, it's gonna be 57. And I know they say the weather doesn't have anything to do with it, but you wonder. It is that time of year, though, that it's the season for it. That's how it was with my daughter. It was always Luckily, she grew out of it. Thank God. But it was rough there for a while. I'm going to have to get a smaller brush to kind of fit into these cracks and turn this upside down in all sorts of funky ways. And I did realize this is, so it's heavy, but it's not heavy, but it is made of plaster. It's just very thick and bulky. So it is plaster. Because I kind of did a little research on eBay, and it's definitely a plaster piece. I actually need it. This is the brush I should have been using all along. It's a longer brush. So again, I saw that you had a show. How was your show? I think I missed the comment for it. But yes, I will go live for mine tomorrow. I just really want to show some of the house off. I'm not even going to lie. It's one of those old, what's the word I'm looking for? Historical houses. I was telling everybody earlier, there's 20 rooms of crafters and so forth in there. So it's a cool house. There's, I think, 3 floors downstairs, the ballroom, this room, that room. I didn't realize how much was in there until I got there yesterday. I mean, I had a tour of it this summer when they invited me in. So I'm kind of excited to go live with it. Oh no. Well, I hope they both get better. There's nothing worse than a sick little one. Breaks my heart. That picture broke my heart, I'll tell you that much. I don't even know him and it broke my heart. So how many of you guys do craft shows or vendor events? Anybody on here besides Robin? Do you do it, Lisa? I know I did it. This year was my first year doing them, and I'm not gonna lie, I did pretty good at mine. Thank you for the hearts, guys. We love those hearts. You mostly give it away, B? That's sweet. I do the same thing. No vendor shows for you. I didn't think I'd ever do them, and I did them, and it kind of got me out there. I think the thing is like I do a lot of, I don't know, I do a lot of one-of-a-kind, so it's like I tell people, which is funny, because some people are like, well, I'll come back, and then they come back, and they're like, where's that? And I'm like, I told you, I only have one. Well, can you make another? I only have one. So then I learned, like, the crushed can thing, I kind of did that, and I did them in all different, decor, napkins, rice papers, etc. And turn them into, I put them all over my fence, and I put flowers in them for the summer. So then I had those, which I had several of, and I would take, and people loved them. All I see is hearts. And when we go back on our page and look, I don't see any angry faces, because it shows us, like, you know, how many hearts you got, how many, you know, thumbs up you got, how many of the caring faces you got. And you should check, Lisa, not all of them. And then, but I've not seen any angry faces. So if yours, they're all coming up hearts on me. I don't see any angry faces. And even when I, you know, they give you the update of what you got, I've never seen them. So I hope I never have to make anybody angry. I know it happens sometimes accidentally. It's all good. It doesn't hurt me. You're good. All right, guys. It's about to be all white here. We went from that gold to white. I thought I was nervous about painting it before. Now I'm nervous. Do you know that it took me probably about 40 minutes last night to wash all my paintbrushes? I fell asleep last night, or I should say late yesterday afternoon, and I took myself a nap. I napped so hard I woke up and didn't remember where I was or what time it was and thought I missed something. I'm like, oh, am I late for work? Where am I? Then I realized I was at home, and I'm like, oh, what day is it? What time is it? So I knew I was tired. I straightened up in here a little bit. Which is a funny story because, you know, that lasts all of 10 minutes when you straighten up a craft room. I've just discovered that. And, hey, Luca. And then, I remember where I was. Oh, I washed my brushes, and I'm like, wow, this is taking forever. I actually was watching a couple people's lives while I was washing brushes. I'm like, well, I'll just stand here at the sink, wash a brush, watching lives. I was watching Rose House Crafts when I was washing my brushes. And then Miss Jim. Well, there goes that gold feather. Guys, this is going to take forever to paint. Hi, Terry. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Welcome. If you're new, feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're from, how you found us. We're going over this. I wish you could have seen it. I did post it on my page, so I have a bad habit of not posting before and after. I did take a picture of this one. He was beautiful, but we're redoing him. It was a Goodwill find from the summer. So we're not going to finish him on, you know, one live. He's going to take a while. There's a lot of detail in him. We're going to give him that kind of old world look. Thank you, Luca. Guys, there's a whole nother side of this scroll I didn't see. If y'all see spots, yell at me, because now all I'm seeing is white. Like I said, we're going to wax him out. I think the only red I'm going to be doing is his hat. And that's got to be just the right red. Luca, are you guys able to come up tomorrow? I don't know if Jenny's still on here. I'm glad I remembered on this one too. Then I can look back and go, oh, no, look how pretty he was before. No, no, no. He'll be pretty. We'll make him pretty. He'd just be a different kind of pretty. So how many of you need to fall asleep, I'm asking for a reason, with the TV on? Because I cannot go to sleep without a TV on, or some kind of something to watch. It's a horrible, horrible thing to not be able to sleep without something going on. You have to? Well, I need ideas, because I need new shows. Not that I want to fall asleep to a TV show, but it gives me a long time to watch it. I have a habit of, if I'm exhausted, I'll see like 10 minutes of it, fall asleep, and then the next day, you know, that series will last me forever, because I keep falling asleep and having to go back and rewatch it. But now I feel like I've run out of things to watch. And I don't know what else to get into. I don't have like cable. I have the Netflix, the Hulu, the Fire Stick, all of that fun stuff. Apple TV. But I need me some shows. I feel myself scrolling through old Roseanne. Uh-oh, I got something in the beard. Through old Roseanne episodes. And I'll tell you what, I love Roseanne. I always say, you know, I am not Leave It to Beaver mom, I'm the Roseanne mom. But I can only watch it so many times at this point. Gotcha. I need me something, anything. Some kind of series. And I'm gonna have to get a tiny little brush just to get into that pocket, and then I think those are too big. And I think we're there, other than turning it upside down and getting and it doesn't have to be perfect, because like I said, we're gonna antique wax it. I mean, I say it doesn't have to be perfect. I do want it to look a certain way, but this is just the primer. So we're gonna go over it, and it dries pretty well. It dries pretty smooth. Gotcha. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, it's amazing. I didn't realize. Let's say this on a live, but I will get, you know, aggravated with my husband, whatever. And I'm like, or work. Honestly, a lot of it's work. Having a rough day, and I just come in here and I'll sit by myself and do whatever. It's very, very therapeutic. So I can very much understand that. And then, you know, with everybody that's in the crafting world, it's like a whole nother family. I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody's so sweet and so supportive. So that does help too. So I can imagine. I don't know why this wants to be so stubborn down in here. This is so heavy, I'm scared it's gonna fall over. It's just heavy to tilt, I should say. See, now my plan was originally to do this and have it for my show. And I said, nope. He's not going. Because I'd probably cry if I had to sell them. Do you guys ever do something, like have a piece that's like your favorite, or you make something and you're like, there is no way. Can't let it go. I'm pretty good about letting a lot of stuff go, but the one thing I have a hard time letting go is like any of my Maryland stuff. I have let it go. Hi, Patty, how are you? I have let it go, but because I'm such a huge fan, I have several of the Maryland papers, so I can always make myself another one, and I have my own secret stash for my own stuff, so yeah, it's not a piece I can let go. He's gonna be one of the few pieces I'm not letting go. I don't know. Like I said, it would take a lot for me to let him go. Hi, Sandy, how are you? If you're new in here, say hello. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how you found us. We're redoing an old Goodwill Santa. Just kind of chit-chatting. You know, this is the boring part, watching me paint, but I promise that when he's finished, he'll be beautiful and worth it. I do have a before picture on my page that you could see of him. He was gorgeous, but we're going to bring some new life to him. We're going to keep him kind of that vintage style. I always say the old Saint Nick, because that's just how I look at the old Santas. And I want to keep him a little vintagey, antique-y looking. I think we will do an antique old base, I'm not going to lie. And actually, what I'm thinking is maybe we'll stick some paint on that base and dry it and start with that. And we can do that tonight, because that will actually be an easy part. And then we'll let all this other stuff here dry. Because this we're going to paint white. So now, which Lisa had asked, do I paint over the slick stick? Because we're putting slick stick on him right now just to prep him. Or do I just leave the slick stick? I'm sorry, I got that totally reversed. Never mind. Mind off track. We're going to do an antique base, I think. I think that's really what I want to go with him. So we're just going to do the base that he's sitting on. And we can start from the bottom up. Because number one, that won't take very long. If there's anything else I need to cover, we'll get that later. So that antique gold will I'm sorry, the antique bronze that I'm gonna do will cover that bottom pretty good. You guys still with me? So we're gonna dry the bottom. And put the slick stick away. So we can add a little bit of color to them before I hop off of here. Like I said, this is gonna take more than just one live. It's a lot of painting, so we'll just do it in steps and just kind of watch his progress. And we'll do different ones, you know, different projects in between. So I won't be on live tomorrow. I'll be live for my show tomorrow, but I won't be doing a craft tomorrow. How are you, Sandy? I'm gonna see if I can get on a live and sneak you around the house so you guys can see it. It's really pretty. So you know what I just noticed? So if you're shooting up those new faces, they show on my phone. They're not showing on my iPad though. They show as hearts on my iPad and the new faces on my phone. How weird is that? I just saw that happen. Because there's a little bit of a lag from what I'm looking at you down to my iPad. Make sure this is nice and dry before I put that bronze on here. So we're gonna mix the bronze. I do a few different colors together. Oh, my light got stuck. See if I can find a dish to mix it in. I only got 50 of them laying up here, but it is a Goodwill find. If you go on my page, you'll see the before picture. He's awesome. Actually, somebody sent me a link too, and I saw him on eBay, and he's on eBay, and he's on a few other sites. So, but he is very cool. So now let me think here how I want to do this. So I'm going to do, I want to go flat. No. I want to kind of make the base shiny. So we're going to do, I'll show you guys the paints I'm using, but I'm going to keep mixing until I get what I want. So I'm gonna do the Folk Art Metallic Black. It's a metallic sequin black. Antique copper. Let me think this through for a second. Thinking of what color do I want to show here? Do I want brassy? Do I want dark and chocolate? So, I want a little bit of gold is what I'm, so I'm going to put antique gold in there. We're going to mix some antique gold into it, which is the Folk Art Metallic Antique Gold. I'm going to do a little bit of the Folk Art Metallic Chocolate. We're just going to go, we're going to wing this. And then same thing with the Worn Penny. Hi, Tammy, how are you? We're gonna mix this. We may need to add more black. I don't know how much. I want it to have like a deep, rich color, almost like that chocolate color. So I'm thinking we want to add more chocolate to it. Do I have a chocolate? Antique copper. I know I have a chocolate. Hold on. Remember I said, you know, somebody had mentioned such a clean crafter? Yeah, not so much. So tired. Are you getting ready to leave for tomorrow? Guys, bear with me for 1 second. I know I have a chocolate in here. Give me 1 minute. Different antique browns. Chocolate. So there. Tell me I'm out of chocolate. Copper. No rose gold. Sequin black. Metallic. Man, I'm drawing a blank here. Finding everything but my chocolate. I have a metallic chocolate somewhere in here. Sorry, guys. Thing is I know I have it, so. It doesn't want to be found. We're gonna try to just remake that. It's going to be awesome. I hope so. 6 a.m. Well, I would say that's early, but that's not even early for me because I'm up 4 a.m. every day for work, so. I am ready for tomorrow. So I took everything there yesterday. I'll go like 40 minutes early tomorrow and set everything up. I told everybody I'll go live from there because the house is just so cool. So I'm just mixing this up till I get the color I want. I kind of want it to be like a dark, rich, but I don't know how to explain what I'm looking for here. When I get it, I want a touch of gold, but not too much gold, if that makes sense. I think we're almost there. I want it so that if the light hits it, you see a little bit of gold in it. And I see people mix like these colors to give, you know, all different kinds of effects, and then I just add 2 or 3 more colors to it because it's just what I do. All right, so we'll see how we like that. Find a decent brush. Hi Tina, how are you? Thank you for popping on. So I don't want anything too fat, too long. I need something soft. This one should do. Like I said, I just washed my brushes. So. All right. So we just slick stick this for now. I'm just going to do the bottom. Like I said, this is going to be like, this is probably going to take about 3 lives. So we'll just do this in stages and we'll do it in between a few different lives and just keep working on it. but he's got the pedestal, so I want to show you exactly what I'm going to be doing here. So he's got this base, and we're going to do, oh, don't roll away all over my board. Have a good one, B. Thank you for popping on. So we're going to do just this base. We're going to start throwing this on. I don't want to put a lot of color into this Santa. So let's see how we like this. It's going to take a couple coats. That's almost too chocolatey for me. I'm going to add a little bit more black. A little more copper. I put too much gold, I think, in it. Bring it down a notch here. That's better. So I just keep adding paint till I get kind of the look I'm looking for. And then honestly, sometimes I'll go over it with another single metallic paint because it'll give it a different effect. I play with paints and colors and textures all the time till I get what I like. I need a softer brush than this. So I'll just go over this and show that's much better and show you guys the color I'm kind of going for. And these metallics dry pretty fast, so they're easy to work with as far as, you know, because they're going to need a double coat. And I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. If I had my chocolate brown, that you know I'm going to find as soon as I pop off this live, just saying. It would actually give this a richer color, but I'm thinking once we get the second coat on, it'll be the exact color that I'm looking for. Are you guys kind of seeing where I'm going with? I just want this to be the base. And this was that old world gold look to begin with. So all we're doing is really darkening that up and keeping the base almost, you know, the way it would have been. Just not so gold. And I feel like this will definitely break up the piece once we antique everything else out. And we will go over these hollies and these little berries with just the slightest amount of like a gold rub and buff. Just to detail those out a little bit. And the color, so you guys see the piece on that angel, like little vase that I did, and how that dark color came out with, or that rub and buff came out on that dark color. It was absolutely gorgeous. That's kind of what I'm thinking I want the base of this to look. So it's got that, you know, older look to it. but stepped up a little bit. And this Slick Stick's already beautifully dried. Like I said, it dries pretty fast. Just put a blow dryer on it. Do you guys like this color? It'll look better with the second coat, I promise. These metallics go on smooth and beautiful too. Are y'all still with me? It's quiet in here today. I know I'm painting. I'm painting. Now don't forget, we're going to be doing that, his little scroll in that gold leaf. Almost took the leaf right off. I think that's the only part of this that is very fragile, is that leaf. The rest of this is very bulky and heavy duty, so to say. I'm gonna set a dryer to this really quick. I'll go over it one more time. And then I think that we're gonna call it for Santa for the night. I'll let him dry really overnight. Kind of scared to get up and go out in the morning. It's so windy out there right now. I feel like I'm gonna freeze. It's an old building we're in. So you kind of see the color we're going for on the bottom. It'll take another coat. For sure. just going to give him some time to dry because he seems to be soaking up that paint pretty good. You might need 2 more coats. But I have a vision for him, and I know what I want it to look like, so we're not going to rush him. Like I said, it'll probably take probably 2-3 more lives, and then we'll have him finished. That was a lot of lipstick on him. So I'll put another coat on a section back here and show you guys, and then I think we're going to call it for the night. That way you guys get a better idea of what this color is going to look like down here. And like I said, I'm only putting it on this base so that, you know, we kind of get that vision of the separation of Santa and the base. And we all know I'm going to layer colors down here too to get that effect that I want. Kind of like that last piece that I did. Sometimes I'll go back and add a little more black into my mix and dip in the black and then dip into the mix and just kind of layer it on there. And I had a white spot there, of course. Yeah, we're gonna give this some time to dry here. But I'll hold it up and show you kind of, I'm gonna add another layer of color, but that's gonna be kind of the color you're looking at. I may darken it up a little bit with a little more black, like the black metallic, and just put a layer of black metallic over it. But I think we're going to give this some time to dry before I put another layer on it because I do still have a little bit of, it's very ornate. So it's got a lot of cracks and crevices in it. So you got to make sure everything's super, super dry. And this is not a piece I want to just rush through. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time to dry. I'll work on the base. I'll finish the base tonight when I pop off of here. And we'll just do it in segments. So I will be on tomorrow. Like I said, my show's at 10 o'clock. So what I'll do is whenever I get a chance, I'll pop on live really quick from my show and see if I can kind of sneak you guys around to look around the house and all the other fun stuff that's there. There's going to be tons of people, so I got to be careful with, you know, people get funny going on camera, and that's fine. So, but I will definitely go live at least for a few minutes while we're there tomorrow so you guys can kind of see where I'm at. You all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay warm. And I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Something to look forward to. Yeah, well, then that was kind of my thought is, you know, he's beautiful. He's not going anywhere, so I'm not going to rush it. So we'll just work on him in sections. And he needs another, I think, how do you miss the top of that? So he needs some more slick stick to up at the top of his body. So I got the bottom really good, but I love those faces. I don't know why some of them are working and some of them aren't. My daughter's desperately trying to put those up there. All right. You guys have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Thank you for popping on as always. Thank you for all your support. I will see you on tomorrow, and you have a great night. Bye-bye.